welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to do part 2, the second video for our controlled flow pouring techniques of Jesmonite. Last time we poured this beautiful Petri dish. We used paper in Jesmonite and created this amazing effect. Today we are going to try something else. Today we are going to do something that we haven't done before. We are going to try two techniques which we haven't tried at Borealis, but we have seen a lot of videos of people doing. We are going to try both and see which one is better and which one works the best. So the first one is going to be a small plastic stencil that we are going to use in our mold, and we are going to inlay it into our mold, pour Jesmonite over it and create a pattern that we like, that we want, and then pour another color. For the second one, we are going to use the alphabet molds that we have. We are going to cast 3 or 4 letters, put them onto the Petri dish, and then cast the base layer. And we are going to see which one works the best. I wanted a little more thickness than what is currently available in this plastic sheet. So I just cast a little more Jesmonite on it. So now I have a thick layer which I think will be good to cast in this 4-inch round trinket dish. So we are directly going to move on to casting and not waste a lot of time. So first I'll just cast 3 letters into the alphabet mold. I'm going to use a black color, a very simple color. So I've taken about 14 grams of liquid, so I'll need 35 grams of powder. I'm just going to add 3 drops of black pigment. I'm going to mix this thoroughly. So you need to scrape the sides properly, as you can see over here. And if you'll notice, this is a very small mixture, so we had a lot of pigment, so it's become very thick compared to our normal mixtures. So I'm going to start pouring this into the mold one by one. Make sure you keep the thickness for such small pieces a little higher, so that it doesn't break when you demold. And I think I have a little more pigment left. So what I can do is that I can actually go ahead and cast it in this with the remaining one. I'm just going to tap this a little so that it evens out first. So now, as you guys can see, this is the plastic stencil that we have. So I've attached a small sellotape over here and we just place it carefully onto this. So now let's get on to the second technique. In the first technique we casted the letters and we've done a nice black color, and I want to keep the colors the same so that we can compare the two properly. So this is very simple. I have a plastic sheet that has a small stencil over here, and I'm just going to place it onto this circular trinket dish. I'm going to stick the sides with sellotapes so that the stencil doesn't come up and the Jesmonite doesn't spread around inside. So I think this is fine. And before this material cures, let's just put it into the mold. I'm going to do the same thing, just evenly spread this out. And I would just like to wait for a couple of minutes till the Jesmonite layer hardens a little, and then we'll remove it out and pour the base layer. Till then, I'm just going to wipe this small little black drop that has come onto the side. So I think our alphabet mold has cured, and this has also become a little hard. We should get going and start pouring. So first I'm just going to remove this plastic sheet and let's see how good the detailing is. I want to be careful that the design inside doesn't get demolded with the plastic. So as you can see, this is something that we wanted. And if I'm just going to raise this a little, the design from the mold, from the stencil is exactly on the mold how we wanted it. But now the interesting part is when we pour our next base layer, we need to see how it's going to work out. So next I'm going to demold these alphabets that we poured. And I'm very scared about this because I'm not sure if this is going to demold correctly. But let's give it a shot. Till now everything is going fine. It will be really to be really careful with something like this because it is very this. But as you can see, I've successfully managed to demold it. And when we place it, we have to see it that this is going to be a front portion. So whatever is going to be written is going to be this way. Let's get on to the second letter. Same way, we need to demold it very carefully. So we successfully managed to demold this. So you're going to see these thin layers over here. Once you've demolded, you just need to break them and they're going to come off. If you want the help of a candy stick, you can just use that. But there we have it. So the same thing. Just do this. All the thin layers that are not supposed to be there are going to come off. So I think we have this. Okay, so we just need to place the R in the center because I want this right in the middle of the mold. I'm aligning the middle of the R with the middle of the mold. We'll leave a little space on both sides. These two are ready and we're just going to pour a simple grey color onto both of these and wait for it to cure. So I'm going to just pour about 120 grams of liquid for both these. Grey color, we're just going to use 1 or 2 drops of black. I'm going to use much more of white so that we get the contrast. Now as usual, you take the high shear mixing blade and get on with mixing it. I think we are good to go. Let's just pour it into the mold carefully. So you need to pour it right onto the lettering. You need to make sure that it doesn't move from its place so that you get the desired effect and you get that controlled effect that we are looking for with these pieces. So the pouring for these pieces is done. We'll just wait for half an hour more, see how it works out. We do not want to hurry demolding these because the design that is there, it has to match in with the base color and it has to, when we demold it, we want to see those clear lines and the control look that we are looking for. We waited for 30 minutes and these pieces are ready to be demolded. As usual, our test. Scratch it and see, no marks, that means we are good to go. Let's go ahead with the round trinket dish first. Whenever you are demolding, oh by the way, if we look at this, we can already see the design that we wanted, how it's come up, and it's looking pretty cool. And even for this one, let's go ahead and demold it and see how it turns out. As you can see, we've got a look. It is not as sharp as I would have liked it to be, but it's pretty cool. Let's have a closer look on demolding. Wow. I love how this has turned out. And I think a little bit on sanding this, the R and the B, which slightly seems to have submerged with the base color, is going to come out even better. Just to give you all a better perspective, I'm actually going to go ahead and sand this one and see if we can get rid of those lines to get a more seamless effect. I'm going to use a 400 grit paper that we usually use to sand our terrazzo pieces. So the same method, just dip the dish into the water, dip the sandpaper and start sanding. What this is going to do is that it's going to remove all the unevenness and we are going to get a closer effect to this one that we have created, where it's going to be a seamless finish. If we are able to achieve what we are planning after sanding, it's going to be possible to create whatever you want with Jesmonite, whatever sort of pattern you want. And I can already feel the edges disappearing. Just so that you guys know, we have actually introduced this mold recently on the website, so you can just go ahead and buy this. And I had my doubts before working with this, if the Jesmonite is going to break while when we demolded or no, but this is perfect. I wouldn't have imagined this to be better, and I'm just loving it. There are very few holes. It is perfectly controlled is what I can say. When you compare it to this, we did not have as much control as we expected in this one, but this is just phenomenal. I have a lot of ideas where I could use both these methods to create something different. Materials that we have used here, including the alphabet molds, including the round mold, including the petri dish mold, is available on our website bohriali.com. You can go ahead and purchase. You can contact us if you have any difficulties with the material. And if you've liked this video, please subscribe to our channel, share this video, and press the bell icon for notifications. Thank you. See you soon.